Okay, did we start page 7 or not? Okay, so we did all of page 7. Okay, let's start on page 8 then. Okay, top of page 8, exercise 4 and A. Steve? A. Mm-hmm. Okay. Yes, good. Dwayne?
You want me to go across to the left?
I want you to go all down column A.
Okay.
And yeah, we need to remember to use the mic. Go ahead.
Erev Tov. Good evening.
Mm-hmm.
Lala Tov. Good night.
Good.
Shem Tov. Good name.
Mm-hmm.
Yom Tov.
Yom.
Yom Tov. Good day.
Mm-hmm. And B.
Ruach Gedolah.
Mm-hmm.
Good spirit or great spirit.
Great spirit. Yes. Now, notice that that is an adjective there. And
Kadolah.
adjectives agree in
Gender
gender,
and then number.
number, and
Definiteness.
definiteness. Very good. Okay, the next one.
Ruach El. Spirit of God.
Yes. Now, see, here we have 2 nouns. And they are in construct. Good. And, of course, 2 nouns in construct do not agree or don't have to agree. Okay?
Ruach Chaim.
Mm-hmm.
Spirit of life.
Good.
Ruach Kadosh.
That's Ruach Code Show.
Code Shot.
Code Show.
Code Show. Okay. Ruach Code Show. Spirit of holiness, of His holiness.
Yes, the spirit of His holiness. Because of the Holy Malay at the end. Okay?
So why don't they just say Kadosho? Or
Because this is from Kodesh. It's not from Kadosh. Kodesh is the noun, holiness. Kadosh is the adjective, holy. That's why this, what looks like a kametz is actually a kametz katan, or kametz. These books, one of them says kametz hatuf and one says kametz katan, and I think this one is the kametz katan. So it's the one that says the O sound.
Okay.
Next one.
Ruchot HaShamayim.
Uh-huh.
Spirits of heavens, of the heavens.
Okay, good. So you could actually say the spirits, or you could say the winds of the heavens or the sky. Mm-hmm. Okay, C. Steve?
Okay.
Mike? Yeah.
Hi, Mike. How you doing?
Mm.
Banak.
No, try again.
Okay.
Is that Shabbat silent or vocal?
Okay, let's see the schwa. It's going to be, second one is going to be vocal, first one's going to...
No. There's only one Shva. Bain Ha.
Bain Cha.
Right. The kametz goes after the
Okay.
hapsofit. Okay, this is, so you have consonant, vowel, consonant. When a single shva is in the middle, it is usually silent. Only if you have two of the same consonant,
Yes,
like
okay.
before and after
Mhm.
that shva. So this is bain cha. Okay, translate.
Between or among you.
Yes. Second one.
Beinechem.
It's bay.
Beinechem.
Beinechem.
Oh,
Now-
beinechem.
When it's plural, second person plural or third person plural, the accent goes on the end. Okay? Translate.
Between them.
Not them. That would be him. This is chem.
Oh, between you all.
Yes. Between or among y'all. Mm-hmm.
That's from southern Israel.
Okay, next one.
Okay. Beino.
Sarah Yod.
It's between him.
No.
Okay, so I'm wrong on all of
Okay. You
Okay.
said
it. Is this?
you said the first Sarah Yod right. Now say the second Sarah Yod.
Am I in the right one? Is this
The
three?
third one
Okay,
under
I was
C.
doing 4. Number
The
4.
third one
Okay.
under C.
Okay. My neck.
That's a nun.
Be. Ne. Ko.
Nu. That's
Nu.
a nun.
Nu. Is it?
Be ne nu.
Banenu. Okay, that's between us. Okay.
Mhm.
We'll keep it between us.
Okay.
Okay.
Fourth one.
Beino.
Uh-huh.
Between him.
Yeah. And that's like in a context between him and his sister or something like that. Okay, last one. Steve.
Okay. Bain. B'nai Israel.
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 Mhm.
Among the children of Israel.
Yes. Okay. And D. I'm going to turn that red one down just a little.
Bein can mean among too.
Yes. Either between or among. Okay.
Okay.
Go ahead.
The D.
Yes.
Or panecha.
Good.
Light of your face.
Yes, and you can say the light of your face because the whole phrase is in construct, so the whole phrase is definite because of what? No. What makes the pronominal suffix? Yes. Okay. Third one. Steve?
Okay. But. Or.
Where are you? Third one under D.
Oh, okay. Light of, okay, it's going to be pane. Ha. Door. Don. Adon. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, that's going to be the face of God.
The face of
Adonai. Lord. Lord.
Lord.
Yes.
Yes, the face
of
of the
the-
Lord or the Master, either one. Fourth.
Pene Elohim,
Mm-hmm.
the face of God.
Good. Last one?
Panay do
No.
Adam
Yes. Adama.
Adama.
Mm-hmm.
The face. Adam is the earth.
Adama. What is Adama?
That's earth, ground.
It can be earth, ground. And in this instance, I would probably say the surface of, because remember, panay or panim can mean face or surface.
So it'd be the surface of the earth.
Yeah, or the ground.
Oh, ground. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
E. Good. Mm-hmm.
Or ha boker.
Where's the accent?
Boker,
Right.
light of the morning.
The light of the morning. Okay.
Or Lagoim.
Okay.
It's the light of the nations or people.
Mm-hmm. Third one.
Choshech. Choshech. Vaor.
Mm-hmm. What's that vocabulary word? Uh-oh.
Darkness. Darkness and light.
Good.
I had the vocabulary.
Go ahead.
Okay. Eretz.
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 It's a seglet.
Okay. Eretz. Ha.
No.
Oh, that's not a.
Notice that's a
Yep.
method down there.
Yeah, I
it
see
means
that.
accent.
Ka.
It's
Shek.
not ha. There's a the gesh up there that does double duty. This is ho shek.
Hoshek.
Ho
Hoshek. That's darkness.
Okay.
Okay, so you have land of darkness.
Yes, or darkness. Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Yom Choshech. Choshech.
Mm-hmm.
Day of darkness.
Good. Let's go to F.
Lechem. Va. Mime.
Mine.
Mime.
Mhm.
Lechem va mime. That's going to be bread and water.
Good.
Maim Chaim.
Mm-hmm.
Waters of life.
Good. You could say either waters or water because it's always mine. Okay,
Can be
next one.
singular or plural. Right?
Mm.
Okay. Mime. Rabim.
Good.
Okay, that's going to be many. Great or many waters.
Good.
Maim Kedoshim.
Mm-hmm.
Waters of the saints.
No.
Oh, wait.
Is
Ho-
it a noun or is it an adjective?
Noun. Mhm.
No. It's an adjective. See, it would be kadosh, kadosha, kadoshim, kadoshot. So this is an adjective. So translate it as an adjective.
The holy waters.
except there's no the.
Oh,
It's not definite. Just say holy water or waters.
holy waters.
Mm-hmm. Last one.
My Mitzrayim.
May.
May. May.
May.
Ma.
Me. Me.
May Mitzrayim.
Meets.
Mithraim.
Yes.
And that water of Egypt.
Good. Or waters, either way. Okay, now on page 9, first of all, this, you're supposed to translate the meaning of the root. Translate the meaning of the root, not as it's used as a participle. Okay, so let's just start at the top, and Dwayne, the first one.
Omer.
Omer.
So the emphasis is on the O.
No. Omer. The accent is on the last syllable.
Okay. Omer.
Omer. This is not an omer like counting the omer. This is Omer. What's the root?
Say or tell.
Yes. What? Tell me the root in Hebrew.
Aleph, Mem, Resh.
Yes. And you did say or tell. Is it singular or plural?
It is singular, masculine.
Yes. Okay. Steve, next one. Now, notice there are some in this column that are like the participles that we studied in the beginning of this course.
Mm-hmm.
They were called PL. PL. Where is my problem? Okay, so do the next one.
Okay. Mabaruk.
Mevarech.
Memorak. Okay. Yeah, where did I get that from? Memorak. Okay. It's gonna be Bet-Rech-Kav.
Yes, Kaf Sofit.
Kaf
Mhm.
Sofit. Yep. It means bless.
Yes,
And that's gonna be masculine singular.
yes, good. Next one.
Mehalel. Hey, Lamed, Lamed.
Yes,
And that is to praise. Oh, and it's singular, masculine.
good. Next one.
Okay. Oh. I can't
What
pronounce.
did Sarah say?
Ozeka?
Oh, there.
Oh, there.
Oh, there.
Okay. Oh, there. It has the help.
Yes.
Okay. All right. And it's olive. Valve.
Okay. Olive. Zyme,
Right.
not olive. What's that first letter?
Oh.
It's a ein.
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 Okay. The Zen. I don't remember.
Ein. Zyme.
Reich.
Resh. Yes.
Sein Reich. Okay. Okay. Now it's clicking. Okay. And it means help. These rules help. It's Singular, masculine, masculine, singular, whatever.
Okay. Next one.
Amrim.
Omrim.
Oh,
Mhm.
Omrim. Wow.
Okay. The root.
Aleph, Mem, Resh,
Yes.
Amar, to say or tell,
Right.
and that is masculine plural.
Good. Okay. Next one.
Okay. Orim.
Medabarim. Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay. The root.
The root means to speak, and it
Yeah.
is a resh.
No.
I can't read it. Dalev,
Dalit.
vav, resh, bet, resh, da,
Bet. Resh. Okay.
and it's masculine plural. That I know.
Good. Okay.
Molchim,
Mm-hmm.
Mem, Lamed, Kaf.
Right. We would say kops of feet as far as the root. Okay.
To rule,
Mm-hmm. To rule or reign.
and it's masculine plural.
Yes. Next one.
Borek,
Mm-hmm.
and it's bet, resh.
That's
Al-
right.
Aleph
Olive. Uh-huh.
means to create,
Okay.
and it's masculine singular.
Good.
Shomrim
Yes.
means, well, Shin, Mem, Resh means to guard,
Guard, keep, or protect. Okay.
and it's masculine plural.
Good. Last one.
Boker,
Mm-hmm.
bet, kaf, resh.
That's not a kaf. That's a chet. Bet, chet, resh.
Resh.
Okay.
Bet, het, resh. It means to choose,
Good.
and it's singular masculine.
Good. Okay. Let's go on. They have a day in Jewish time, which I crossed out something down there. They said Jewish tradition adopted sunset and not sunrise at the time for the reckoning, the start of each new day. No, God did that. Okay. Well, and that is it. Now, let's start chapter 2. And let's see. Good. And chapter 2, now remember, this book is in 5 units. This is different from our book 1 and book 2. This one is in 5 units. There's still 10 chapters, but there's 2 chapters in each unit. The first chapter of each unit will give new vocabulary words and new roots. 2, just 2 new roots. And then in the second chapter, we will have new grammar rules. So this is the second chapter. We will have new grammar. Okay, now I want you next to the building blocks to write this word. This is pa'al. Pa'al. This is a type of stem throughout our Hebrew classes, we will have a number of different types of stems. The ones we will study first is pa'al. Now notice it says in classical Hebrew there is no past or future tense. Instead, there are perfect verbs which describe action that has been completed, and imperfect verbs which describe ongoing or incomplete action. Okay, so for all practical purposes, we're going to think of perfect verbs and just write, you can write it in parentheses, next to perfect verbs, write the word past, because usually we will translate them as being in the past tense. Again, as was stated above, this is talking about completed action. Now, it can also be a state of being. For example, he is wise, or he is full, or he is hungry, old, heavy, small. That would also be perfect tense. It's completed action. Now look at the pattern down there. You have for the who form, which is third masculine singular, he, you have the pattern of kametz under the first consonant and then a patak under the second. Hence, we have the stem pa'al. See, you have the two A sounds, pa'al. Now, it says a common variation in the vowels are two kametzim. You have the first kametz under the first consonant and a kametz under the second. Now, what I want you to do is write by that when the word ends, or the root ends in a hey or an aleph. Ends in a hey or aleph. Then you're going to have two kametzim instead of a kametz and a patak. It's still okay? But for some reason, it changes. Okay, so here at the bottom you have hu bara, meaning he created. Now again, notice the past tense. In English, we have simple past tense, we have perfect past, we have pluperfect. So we have all these tenses in English, but in Hebrew, it's just the perfect tense. You could translate it as he created, he did create, he was creating, he had created, or he has created, or he has created. So those are all permissible translations. Okay, look at the top of page 11. Then we have imperfect verbs. This represents incomplete action, or it could be something that's habitual, meaning like I pray or I cry to the Lord. Something that is true at the present time, but it's habitual. Okay, here the simplest imperfect verb pattern uses the three letters of the root, but with the prefix of yod to produce the who form of the verb. So, notice the example. Hu ya'aseh. Yeah. So this is he will make or he may make. Now, that type is actually a different form that imperfect verbs can be translated he may do something, and we won't get to that until Hebrew 5. So, no, this is doing. Do or make. Okay, he will make or he will do. Then they give you one other thing, the reversing vav. When you have a vav in front of a verb, for example, in the perfect, he said, amar, and again, you don't have to have the pronoun who there, because just by itself, it means he said. No, it cannot be she said, amar. And the imperfect, he will say, is yomar. Yomar. Now, if you put a vav in front of it, we call it with a reversing vav, then it's going to be translated the opposite way. Instead of and he will say, it will be he said or and he said. It's called a reversing vav. Well, it's reversing the time. Instead of being, for this one, instead of being in the future or incompleted, it is complete. Yes. Okay, when a reversing vav is attached to an imperfect verb with the final root of hey, then you'll see the hey drop out. And I don't get too frustrated here, because I'm going to keep bringing this to your attention. Whenever we run into it, I will bring it to your attention. For example, imperfect, it or he will be, that's ye, yeah. Now be careful you don't confuse this with yod he vav he. This is ye, yeah. It or he will be. But for putting a vav in front of it, then it will make it translated as if it were perfect or past tense. Vayhi, that's he was. He was, or and he was. Yes, vayhi. Okay, sometimes the final letter hey drops out even when there's no reversing vav, so as to clearly express the speaker's wish or judgment. Let it be. And let there, as in Genesis 1, let there be light. Yehi or. Okay, again, we will be pointing these things out. Turn to page 12. Okay, and we will be reading this Genesis section together. It's saying that biblical Hebrew participle perfect and imperfect verb forms do not correspond exactly to our English present, past, and future. Sometimes the absence of a Hebrew verb in a biblical verse does not necessarily signify the present tense. it's determined by the context. Look at verse 2. It says, "And darkness was over the face or the surface of the deep." There, that panim is surface. "V'choshek al penei techom." Yes, the face of the deep. And see, there we supply was. We don't, because the context is talking about back then at creation. And then you have hovering. It's a feminine singular participle from the root resh, chet, kap, fe, so feet. Me rachefet. Say it. Me rachefet. And then the wind or spirit of God, again they supply a was, hovering. The Ruach Elohim merachefet. See, here you have that verb. And then in verse 4, "And God saw the light, that it was good." See, again, you have, now look at the first word. This is from ra'ah, to see, but it has a reversing vav in front. So you have vayar, and God saw. See, even though it has a yod there, it's "and God saw the light." Ra'ah. The very first word is from ra'ah, to see. The hay drops out, and the vav reverses, yes, the time of it. Okay. Now, so the next part we have a section, and again, we're going to go back and read it, but notice the words that are highlighted. In the first line, you have bara. Now, again, you have two kametzim. Why? Why isn't it kametz and patah? Yes, it ends in an aleph. Look at the third line. Vayomer. Now there they put the accent on the yo. Vayomer. And there it's "and God said" instead of "will say." And then you have Yehi, and this is like "let there be light." And then following Vayar, "and God saw." So again from Ra'ah, the final hay dropped out because of the reversing vav.
So if I wanted to say "and God will say," how would that say? I still have to put a vav there.
Well, if you want to say "and God will say," then you would just say, let's see. Yeah, you would just leave the "and" out. It would be Yar Elohim, and God will say. Now, you don't normally have a vav in front of an imperfect verb that doesn't change it. So again, we'll have to see in context as we go. Okay, look at the next line. Vi Yavdale. Vi Yavdale. And again, this is translated as being in the past tense, even though it has a first yod, and I believe that's in God separated between. Okay, that's the same root as like Havdalah, and when we say he separated between the clean and the unclean, the day and the night, and so forth. Okay, the last word, Vayikra. And again, you have a reversing vav. And God called, not and will call, but and God called the light day, and so forth. Okay, let's look at this chart. Here, they give you all the forms that you have had so far. They give you the roots. Notice on the right, you have the definition or translation, and then you have the roots. Then you have the participle. Now, over top of the word participle, I want you to write MS. MS, because these are all masculine singular participles. Okay? Now, let me see. In this column, actually, you'll have above that, I want you to write pa, al, and then over the participles, you'll have M, S, and then over the perfect, oops, wasn't supposed to write it up there. Erased the wrong thing. Over the perfect, you'll have third M, S. It means third person, masculine, singular. And then over the imperfect, you'll have three M, S. Third masculine singular. So now we want to look at some things. Notice that in the participles, you always have the holam malay after the first root consonant. Notice that? Okay, so those you should recognize. Now, notice down near the bottom where you have here Shema. Notice that the participle, and we did talk about this last year, Shomeya. So you have a furtive patak there. That's why the methag is under the mem, showing that that syllable is accented. Shomeya. Okay, so those are pretty much, now I do not require you to know, notice the next vowel under the second root consonant is usually a sere. It's usually a sere, but down further, like make or do, asa, it's when it's a final hey or when it's a final aleph, final hey, excuse me, it's a segol. The final aleph is the same. So the only one that changes there is when it's a final hey. But I don't require you to remember that. I'll bring it to your attention but I don't require you to remember that. Now look at the perfect tense. Pa, al. The stems are named by the sound of the vowel points in the third masculine singular. Ah, ahav, achal, amar, bachar, bara, haya, haya. Now notice I circled my final aleph and my final hey to draw my attention to the two kamatsim instead of the kametz and the patak, okay? So circle those, zachar, and then here's another one, yatsa, the final aleph, malak, natan, azar, asa, again, and rafa, final aleph, and shama, and shamar. Now, in the imperfect, here's where we run into more variation. However, look, you always have a first yod. Always. Yes. However, you have to be careful because some roots begin with a first yod. Okay, let's go down to one. Go out, yatsa. Notice what happens in the imperfect tense. You have a tsere under the yod. See, the normal pattern is a hirik under the yod. Now you're going to have to get these vowel points down because you have to know this is a hirik. You normally have a hirik, like in the fourth one, yiv char, yiv ra, yeh. See, the normal pattern is that hirik. However, in yatsa, you have a tsere, which means, that tells you that the first yod of the root dropped out. See what it says over on the left? Irregular imperfect. The root letter yod is missing. Circle that tsere. And then you have, let's see, I guess that's the only one that they give us. Now, another irregularity is a first nun. Natan, forgive, follow that across. When you get to the imperfect, notice there's no nun. You see the dagesh in the tav? We call that an assimilated nun. The nun, when it dropped out, it put a dagesh in that tav. So for he will give is yitain. Yitain. And again, I am going to be drawing your attention to this. Every time we have a root with a first nun in imperfect. So these are your patterns. This is a very important page. Just like your pronominal suffixes, this is an important page. But now, instead of going on, now your homework, let's just look. I need you to be sure to do your homework. There's a lot of homework in this chapter, and I doubt whether we'll get to all of it. So I want you to do 14, 15, 16, 17, and try to do 18. See if you can do that. Now 18 will be a little easier than some of these others. Again, look at the bottom of page 17. They give you the translations, but I do not want you to look at that until after you have done it yourself. You didn't realize they were there. You were. So, okay, so that is for next time. We will start on page 14, and that will be November 5th, November 5th. Okay, now I want you to turn back to page 2. And we're going to read this passage, and we're going to note all of the things that we learned. Okay? So, let's see. Okay, I don't know where we ended, who went last. You want to do it, Steve? The first line?
No, but will I? Yeah.
Okay,
So we're doing the whole line?
we're doing the whole line, just line by line.
Okay. Bar. Shoot.
Wait a minute. What's the next syllable?
Bereshit.
Ray.
Ray. Sheet.
Yes.
Beresh-
Bereshit.
Bereshit. Ba. Bara.
Mm-hmm.
El. Ohim.
Mm-hmm.
At ha. Shemaim.
Good.
Va'it.
The et, yeah.
Va'et. Ha. Eretz. Eretz.
Aretz, yes. Okay. And again, normally when it's by itself, it is eretz. But when they put the definite article hey in front of it, it changes to a komet. So it's haaretz. See, that was good. Okay, now look at the second word. What did we learn about the second word? If I were to tell you to parse it, now I'm going to tell you how, first of all. If I were to tell you to parse it, you would tell me it's pa'al, perfect, third, masculine, singular. Okay? Yes. Yes. Mm-hmm. Okay. And then that's about it for the new stuff that we had in that line. Okay, read the next line.
והארץ הייתה
Mm-hmm.
תוהו ובוהו
Mm-hmm. No.
וחושך
Mm-hmm.
על פני.
Good. Okay, now the second word is actually from Haya, but we haven't had that yet. It's feminine because the noun eretz is feminine. So you'll get that later. And of course we have our vocabulary word, two vocabulary words, and they are, Dwayne,
Pene,
Panay, or yes, Panim, and
Hoshech.
Hoshech. Yes, okay, third line. Steve?
Ta. Home.
Yes.
Va. Root. Rook.
No, that's a furtive patak.
I don't like when it's furtive.
The
Va.
ruach.
Varuk ak.
No.
No.
The ruach. Remember when a patak is under a final het, it says ach
Ak.
and not ha. The
Varu.
ruach.
Varuak. Elohim.
Mm-hmm.
Ma. Kap.
No, it's a resh.
Ma. Okay. Ma. Rek.
Ma ra.
Ra.
Okay, what's that methane mean? It means
He does-
that is
is he-
accented.
Right. That's where the accent is.
Mm-hmm.
Kapet.
Ma ra chefet.
Okay. Ma. Ra.
Yes. Okay, let's try to parse that verb. Okay, again, we've only had pa'al, so it's pa'al. Now, is it a participle, a perfect, or imperfect tense?
Oh, it's perfect because it's hovering. No.
Look at the effect.
F.
Remember our participles. Think of Omer, Omeret,
Et.
Omrim, Omrot. So this is feminine singular. Feminine singular. So when I say parse and it's a participle, you don't say which person because you don't know. It could be I, meaning me, it could be if I pointed to another woman, you, or if I pointed to she. So this, you would just say it's pa'al, participle, feminine, singular. Okay? Okay, and then we had several vocabulary words. Do you recognize the 3 vocabulary words?
Yeah. Water.
Uh-huh.
All right. Face.
Yes,
Panim.
and one more.
Spirit. The wind. Yes.
That's right. Okay, Dwayne, fourth line.
Vayomer.
Vayomer, notice the method. Vayomer,
Vayomer. Elohim. Yehi.
mhm,
Or. Vayehi. Or. Vayar. Elohim.
okay. Now, parse the first word.
It is masculine.
Wait a minute. You would say
Imperfect.
pa'al,
Pa'al.
pa'al, then the tense,
Imperfect.
imperfect. Now, what person? First, second, or third?
Third.
Third.
Third person. Masculine. Singular.
Good, good. And, okay, what about the third word? Can you parse that one?
Imperfect.
Okay, pa'al,
Oh, pa'al. Imperfect. Masculine.
third,
Third person.
masculine.
Masculine. Singular.
Yes, same thing. Okay. What about the fifth word? Well, you got a bunch of them.
Pa'al. Imperfect.
Mm-hmm.
Masculine.
Third.
Third person. Masculine. Singular.
Yes, with a reversing vav.
That makes it imperfect.
That makes it translate as perfect because it's imperfect. But remember, a reversing vav then gives the opposite translation.
Oh.
Okay, and these two last ones are from Haya. The final hey dropped out. Notice that? And this root is over and over and over and over and over again. So you will see these forms quite often. Okay, the next to the last word. Can you parse it?
Pa'al. Imperfect. Third person. Masculine. Singular.
With a,
Reversing vav.
yes, good. And again, the final hey dropped out because this is from our root to see, ra-ah.
Ra'a.
Mm-hmm. Okay, next line, Steve.
At Haor,
Mm-hmm.
Call,
Here it goes.
oh, this can't
Key.
be. Key. Can't be, yeah. Key. Tove,
Uh-huh.
Va'o,
No.
Vaya,
Yes, by
Ya.
yav. Because it's a
Vaya,
silent shva.
Va.
By yav.
right. The Dol,
By yav dale. It's a tsere. By yav dale.
okay. Vaya Dale,
Uh-huh.
Elohim, then Bain, or,
Uh-huh. You have too close.
there you
Mhm.
go. Where was I?
Last word.
Okay. Ooh. Vain.
Good. Okay. Now, notice, let's see, what vocabulary words, first of all, do you see in that line?
Oh, several.
Mm-hmm.
In between, the light.
Okay, good. Between, you
Mm.
have two banes. And
Yeah.
remember the difference between and ben,
Mhm.
meaning sun,
Sun.
is that yod in between.
Mm-hmm.
The bet and the nun, safit. Okay, parse, the fourth word.
Okay. Separated. It is Pa'al.
Mm-hmm. Now it has a first yod in it, so that's going to be
Imperfect. Masculine singular.
third
Masculine
singular. With,
They reversing vav.
yes. Now, one clue here. That first yod is always going to be third masculine.
Okay.
Now, we're going to learn later what third masculine plural is, but it will still have a first yod.
Yeah.
So whenever you see a first yod in front of the root, especially the 3 consonants, you know it's third masculine.
Excellent.
Okay?
Okay.
Okay, good. Next line.
החושך
Mm-hmm.
ויקרא אלוהים
Mm-hmm.
לאור יום ולחושך
Mm-hmm.
קרא.
Good. Okay, do you see vocabulary words in there?
חושך
Mm-hmm.
and or.
Good. Okay, parse the second word, please.
פעל imperfect,
Mm-hmm.
third person, singular
Wait a minute, masculine or feminine?
or masculine,
Mm-hmm.
masculine singular,
With?
a reversing vav.
Good. Okay, and and look at the 1, 2, 3, the fourth word in front of or, we have an inseparable preposition. Remember those? And this lamed means 2 or 4. Okay? Remember that? We
Yeah.
had the lamed, we had the bet, meaning in with or by, and we had the mem, meaning from. I think those are the main ones. Okay, now notice you have another to and to the darkness. Okay, so what if it would just be an indefinite noun, like to darkness, instead of to the darkness? How would that change the vowel under the lamed? It would be a shava.
Oh.
Remember the contraction, like with with la or ba, it would be to the is the patak, or ba,
Also,
in the.
the patach indicates that there was a ha there, but it
Yeah,
joined.
right.
Okay.
Okay, parse the last word, Dwayne.
Pa'al. Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Third person. Masculine. Singular.
Good. Why does it have 2 kamatzim?
Because of the aleph.
Good. Okay, and Steve, the last line. The top of 3, page 3.
Lila.
Mm-hmm.
V'he.
By he.
By he. Erev.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Va. He.
Uh-huh.
Va.
Yeah, that should be Bokeh, but
Okay.
they left out the Dagesh
Okay.
Forte. Well, actually, it's a Dagesh Lene because of the long vowel in the preceding word. I know that's confusing
Yes, it is.
because they did not explain that, but that's why. It's
Okay.
actually Bokeh. but-
Bokeh. Morning.
Yeah, Bokeh. Mm-hmm.
Yam.
Yom.
Yom. Ker. Akkad.
Echad.
Ekkad.
Good.
Okay.
What vocabulary words are in there?
Day, morning, evening, night. Night was before, so that wasn't this
Yes.
time. So that was
Okay. And parse the second word.
before. Second word, and there. Okay, so it's going to be Paul.
Mm-hmm.
It is going to be.
There's a first yod.
Yeah, I see that. Third person.
Oh, wait a minute. What tense?
Singular.
What tense? Participle perfect or imperfect?
There was. It's perfect.
No, first yod.
Okay, because the vibe is reversed. Okay.
Yeah, it's translated
Okay.
perfect, but
It is a reverse vibe there, so it's imperfect. Gotcha.
yes. And again, because we have a reversing verb, the final hey
Hey.
of the root dropped out.
Okay.
That's why it's just vahi.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
And then you have another one of those, and that's it. Now, notice the very last word. It's funny because somebody was sent me some TikToks on why Jews do not accept Jesus. And one of the things they said is because God is one, He's not three. But see, they don't know two things. They don't read their word, and they don't know Hebrew. Because as we notice, look at this first line here. Look at the first line. In the beginning, God created. Now, you parsed bara as being third masculine singular. But look at Elohim. Is that singular or plural? It's plural. In Hebrew, the verb always has to agree in gender and number with the noun, the subject. Yes, you see, echad means a plurality in unity, just like the evening and the morning were one day. See, it was evening and morning. Adam knew his wife and they became one. And it says when Shechem, remember when Dinah went into the land to visit the daughters of the land, and Shechem defiled her, and he said to his father and the elders, he said, let's let them marry our daughters, and we'll marry their daughters, and we will be one people. Echad. You see? It's a plurality in unity. They don't know their language. And Elohim being plural and bara being singular. So there's so many neat things you can actually see in the Hebrew language. Y'all did very good, even though you lost your book, and I know you were looking at Judy's. You did good.
I was able to study Judy's book.
Yeah, you did good. Your vowel points are improving.
I'm working. It's been a tough month, as you know.
Oh, yes. Yes. Okay, well, let's pray. And Steve, would you close in prayer with the mic, please? Thank you.
Father, we come before you now. We stand on your word. You say, where two or more are gathered in your name, you are there. And you say you inhabit the praises of your people. So we stand on your word and we praise you, Lord, for the opportunity to learn your word. We give you thanks.
Hold it further away.
We give you thanks for the blessings you have placed upon us, and we call forth in your name the blessing upon our congregation and upon our studies. In Yeshua's name, amen.
Amen. And so Next week, same time, same place, Lord willing.